What's up? This is Emil Tyler. I'm a producer and artist, and you're watching my interview on Madness TV.
Emil Tyler, how you feeling today?
Feeling good, bro?
Yeah, for the people that don't know you mostly, tell them a little bit about yourself.
So Emil Tyler, or ML, stands for Music Lover / Music Lord. And I first called myself Music Lover just because, I don't know, when I was in high school, I found my passion for music, and I sort of just went and ran with it, and I ended up going to college for music, and I just basically been absorbed in just doing music for, all these years now.
How did music begin with you? How did you get into it?
I got introduced heavily to music through my dad, actually. So my dad, he was in a band when he was younger, and he's always been doing like music stuff, and he started doing sound for live bands up here in Alaska. And so I've just always been around music, thanks to my dad, since I was little. And yeah, that's about it.
What are some of the things you would say as growing up you see that your dad have done that influenced you to get into it? Maybe an instrument?
My dad would always play the guitar, and I think I always had a great sense of melody, and I think that was just because my dad constantly had like music playing, or he would always be playing on the guitar. But for some reason, for me, I just naturally gravitated towards the piano, and I don't know why that is, but I always, like, as a little kid, if there was a piano, I would just like dink around on it, and then I remember I would like create my own little tunes or whatever. So I was always like making my own songs, like even from a little kid.
At what age would you say you started?
I started taking piano seriously when I was in high school. But I always like played around with piano ever since I was like just a little kid. So, yeah.
So you said, I know you from. Tell us a little bit about where you're from, and how is living life over there?
Okay.
Alaska.
Yeah. So I was born and raised here actually, and this is the house that my parents got, and my family moved in actually when I was born. So I've been in this house, as long as I can remember. And honestly, life's been awesome here. You gotta get used to the dark and cold, but other than that, I have all my families over here. So my mom's side, my dad's side, so we always have like big family get-togethers and stuff. So, it's been good.
What are give me some of the advantages and disadvantages of the cold? Because, up here is way colder than some other states. How do that affect you in a way?
Well, I would say the advantage is that it makes you tough, and the disadvantage is that it's cold all the damn time. But yeah, it's just cold. There's just a lot of snow. When you're little, the snow is like, yay, it's snow, and then when you're old, it's like, damn it, it's snow. But
that's when you understand it way more.
Yeah.
What have Alaska taught you?
Well, I would say that the thing I like most about Alaska, or what it has taught me, is that the relationships with people is actually like really important. And I met like so many awesome people doing music here. Like, honestly, it's been just such a blessing, like for real. Just like all the people that I met just through music, and I think like the music scene has like some of the coolest people that ever. So yeah.
And I also learned that what would you say you was introduced mostly as a vocalist, like a rapper, or you was playing mostly?
No, all that came afterwards. People started recording me, and that's how I got plugged in with the whole music scene. I started just recording down here in my studio, and and that's how I met the first people that I met, and then from there I just started meeting everybody else. So yeah, it was as a studio engineer and a music producer, and then now that I've established myself in those areas, now that I'm taking the vocalist part more seriously, people are starting to see that, and so yeah.
How long was you playing instruments before you got into music?
Well, I was playing piano, since I was a little tiny baby. So I was playing piano for a long time, and then I got into classical piano, and I taught myself how to read sheet music at first before, and I didn't actually have any private lessons until I got to college. So that was like kind of a leap of faith for me to like go for college, even though I had like no formal training before at all. But it ended up working out, and I met some awesome people in music college as well, and yeah.
So you actually have going to school for it?
Yeah. I would say that honestly has been like one of the most like experiences that has paid off the most for me, because there's so many things that I learned to do there, like how to hear a melody and be able to play it on piano, or how to hear a beat and be able to like figure out the scale of it, or the chord progression, or just knowing chord progressions too, and like how to instantly make this chord progression, instantly make that chord progression, all that. So yeah, definitely something that was like super paid off.
Tell us a little bit about when did you realize that you wanted to just do vocals too instead of just playing instruments?
It's funny because I would actually say when I was in high school, when I figured out that music was my passion, I always had admired like singing, and I would listen to like old school R&B singers like Stevie Wonder and Luther Vandross and be like, I want to sing like that. But I never thought that I could do it. And it was the beginning of this year, or 2020, that I actually like began to start taking singing seriously, and I started believing in myself that I could actually figure out how to learn how to do this. And so, yeah.
Since you started doing most of the vocal side, tell us what is some of the stuff you have learned during that little short period of time.
Well, I when I was first starting out as producing, I would make a lot of instrumental music, and I did not realize then is like how much a vocal can carry a track, how much the vocal can just turn a track into something like completely above what it was without it. And I also learned the importance of lyrics. That was something that I never like paid too much attention to when I was just making instrumental music. But lyrics, they have a really like powerful ability to, give people emotions and stuff like that. So, yeah.
And also, I know during 2020 times was hard. Tell us a little bit about how the pandemic affected the music, or if it affected it at all.
Well, number one, there was like no concerts. So that's a big thing. That's one thing that's on my bucket list for music, as I still have not like performed live or anything. And that's something I want to do, definitely. But other than that, it's just been people afraid to like go out and experience music, live events not there, I don't know.
Would you say the pandemic pushed you towards the artist side of the thing?
I'm not actually sure, because if 2020 happened without COVID, I'm not sure what the whole thing would have happened. But I'm sure there would have been some sort of difference, because I wouldn't be locked down here all the whole freaking year.
That probably helped in a way.
Yeah.
From what I hear, and also from what I hear, most I seen for producers, most people start as making the beats, but then, like for example, there's this artist from West Africa called Malik Berry. He also started that way.
Oh, really? I love Malik Berry, by the way. Yeah. I love him. Yeah.
He started playing the instruments and realized later on he was really good at making them and just put everything together.
Yeah.
It became really. Tell us, what is some of your goals you would like to accomplish?
Well, I definitely always had the mindset of I want to do something great in music. I'm not entirely sure what that is yet, but I always take an inspiration from like the great composers of the past, like on a Beethoven level, I guess. Like something where like I basically just want to like change the way music is, like the way the world sees music. And yeah, other than that, I also want to be like on the level of like Drake or Post Malone and that type of career status as well. So, but
those are some of your favorite artists.
Drake and Post Malone, well, I definitely have big respect for those. They're probably, I would say Post Malone is definitely, he's one of my favorite. Yeah, he's up there. And Drake definitely too. But yeah.
What is your style of music? How would you describe your style?
Well, I don't know, it's hard to put a description on it just because I just create and I don't really think about it. In the moment, I'm just making creative decisions that just seem to come to my mind, I guess. So it's just like, I could basically just make anything, really. So, yeah.
It's like creating whatever comes to the mind.
Yeah.
What you create.
Yeah.
Would you say you were, what category of music would you say you like making the most?
Well, I've always had a big, what's the word? I've always really liked R&B. And so that's something that I definitely take inspiration from, is that genre. And more recently, like Afro beats and island music and African music. The melodies and rhythms are all just so fresh and amazing to me. I get really inspired by discovering new sounds that I love, that I end up loving. So that is always really exciting to me when I discover something new. Well, I definitely take inspiration from artists like Chris Brown and other people like that. So
if there's one thing you would like to bring across to people with your voice that you have into music, what would it be like? Would you like making female songs more, or giving message?
I definitely feel like I have a more natural inclination to make like female type songs like that. Just the lyrics and the melodies, they just come to me like easier. I never really was the type of guy who's like pressed to have people think I'm a tough guy or anything like that. So yeah,
that's very good, because people always have that thing behind their mind that they have to show up as a certain way, which I always preach that you don't need to. I'm a big supporter of that type.
Oh yeah,
just
like being original. Yeah,
yes.
Instead of just like trying to fit what the crowd's doing. Yeah, no, I definitely agree with that. That is definitely, I never really I would say that taking ideas from the mainstream or like the crowd and like learning how to warp it into a way that is original is probably what the goal is. So
what do you think about Alaskan music?
I think it's great. I think there's a lot of talent up here that, doesn't actually get the recognition it deserves, to be real. Because, I don't know, there's a lot of great music coming out of it. There's a lot of great artists. And, yeah.
Tell us a little bit about what you got going on in the music right now and some of the people you work with, like as in linked to it. Because I seen you have a kind of a label going on where I seen you have a lot of great artists over there going on, and obviously you the man producer over there. So tell me, how is it working with some of those artists?
a lot of the artists that I work with have really great work ethics, and some people who come to mind are people like Freddie Treasy, and I remember I would have late night sessions with him, and he would come over, he would like punch everything in, freestyle it all, and by the end of the night we'd have like 3 or 4 songs done, and we worked like that, like clockwork, and we're just pumping things out. And our archive of music is like folders on folders of like 10 lists of songs and stuff. So,
what is it about him that you think stands out?
This really just, I don't know, I always felt with Ferry Treasy that I just resonated with him somehow. Like I couldn't even like put words to it, or like, it was just a feeling that, you know, this is someone that I vibe with, I guess. And yeah, that's what I'll say.
Have you been working with any female artists lately?
Yeah, I did. I've been working. I did some work with an artist named Lizzie Baby. She came over and did a couple songs. And there was a artist named Mella that I record with, and we have a song together actually. That's gonna be on my mixtape coming up. Yeah.
You got a mixtape coming out?
Yeah.
Tell the people a little bit about what you got coming up next.
So I have a mixtape coming out, and I'm not gonna say the name yet, because that's
something secret.
Yeah, that's secret. But yeah, the tape is basically I like making music that I feel like I could just play with a girl that I like and just vibe out to. And I feel like making music like that can really enhance the experience of just being with a girl that I like. So yeah, that's definitely something that I try to put in there. But I also wanted to make a storyline, and I want to like challenge people's ideas about relationships and what people should expect from another person, you know, as they're just meeting them or as they get to know them. And so it's not just, you know, it's not just vibe with this girl music. There's also like things about relationships.
Would you say most of the music in this one is coming from your own life story?
Yeah, definitely. I would say that a lot of my music comes from things that have happened to me in the past, or they are inspired by things that happened to me from the past, or there's little additions from things that happened to me. But I would basically say all my music comes from the past, so my own experiences.
Where do you see your music being in the next year? What is some of the things you would like to accomplish next year?
Well, I definitely want to increase my reach and my fan base. I already have like a couple guys and girls who regularly watch my shit and are, you know, supporting me, and I love those people. It always feels amazing to just have these people around that are always supporting you. So that is always just something amazing, and I just want to increase my reach, increase like how many people that see my music, and I want to continue to experiment with like my sound. And I also want to get into music videos and start doing music videos, and I have some ideas and plans for that. And I just, you know, I want to just like start getting my art out there. That's about it.
So as a producer in Alaska, tell us some of the stuff artists could do to improve their sounds in Alaska, because I know you work with a lot of artists as a producer. You get to see some of the differences and stuff that they could do to improve. What are some of those stuff you would?
Well, I definitely think that ego can be a big thing that gets in the way. I think thinking that you're already so good that you don't need to like try to improve at all. That's a big thing. So like just having your mindset change to, it's good to be confident in yourself and having faith in yourself. But if it gets to the point where it makes you come to a standstill and you're no longer looking for ways to better your sound, then that's a problem. And I feel like if you just had the mindset of where there's always something I can do to make my sound even better, even more over the top, then I don't think you have a limit to how good you can become. And I would also say another thing is listening to expanding your music knowledge. And what I mean by that is like going out and listening to other genres, listening to other artists that you normally wouldn't. And yeah, that way you can just, take the melodies that you hear from there, apply it to your own stuff. So yeah.
If there's anything you would like to tell your fans, what would you like to tell them right now about you, and what should they do? Where can they find your sounds and music?
Mm-hmm.
Tell us a little bit about stuff like that.
Well, I got music on all platforms right now. I just have my first EP and my single, It's You. So
Just came out?
those ones actually came out quite a while ago.
What's the name of them, and where can
So it's there's my Lovely EP is out. That was actually the first. Those were the first songs that I ever sang on, actually. So you'll actually see the improvement from all the way back in December of 2019 when I started working on that to now. So I can't wait to have more music come out so you can see that. But yeah.
So we're expecting the EP to come out, or the mixtape to come out, that way we can hear more about that.
Yeah, I'm planning on releasing a couple singles before the mixtape as well. So.
What about visuals?
Yeah, I want to have a music video for each single that comes out before the tape, and then I want to drop the tape with a video. So
we should expect that coming.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, all music is on Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, wherever.
Where can we find you on social?
I post most frequently on Instagram, Facebook. I post my story every day, actually. So yeah, shout out to the people who tune into that.
It's definitely beautiful talking to you, man. Every time.
Yeah.